Hello guys and welcome back to Istin Ok. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 15 best new survival horror games to play in 2024 for PC. Let's check it out. We start with No More Room in Hell 2. It's always nice to see hard work pay off. In this game's case, the team behind it made the first title as mod that became very successful. But with No More Room in Hell 2, its own entity, and that is to be praised. In it, you will team up with up to 7 friends to fight a zombie-filled world. But this isn't a simple run and gun situation. Instead, you'll need to work with everyone in your group to wade through areas full of the undead so you can survive. Outbreak Island. Outbreak Island is an open-world sandbox survival horror game. After mysterious events occur on the island, most of its population disappear without a trace, while the rest have undergone irreversible change in the course of mutation. You arrive on the island to investigate what is happening, but when you realize there is no turning back, all you can do is survive. Rooted is a post-apocalyptic survival game set in the year 2100. The game is powered by Unreal Engine 5. You play as one of the few survivors in a world that collapsed due to global bacteriological warfare. You can explore the world alone or with your friends, collect scraps and objects, restore items, or even create new ones that you will learn to craft along the way. You must build your camp and improve it to protect yourself from various enemies, including animals and other humans. The game supports both solo and multiplayer modes. Sons of the Forest. Sons of the Forest is a survival horror game where you are sent to find a missing billionaire on a remote island, which turned out to be a cannibal-infested hellscape. The game allows you to craft, build, and struggle to survive alone or with friends in this open-world survival horror simulator. Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is a survival horror game remake of the original game that was released in 2005. The game preserved the essence of the original while introducing modernized gameplay, a reimagined storyline, and vividly detailed graphics. In the game, you control Leon S. Kennedy, a special agent on a mission to rescue the US President's kidnapped daughter, Ashley Graham. The story takes you to a secluded European village where something is terrible wrong with the locals. The game is a blend of daring rescue and grueling horror, where life and death, terror, and catharsis intersect.
Come on. Put me down.
Blight Survival. Blight Survival is a medieval cooperative extraction light pitting you and up to 3 other players against mortals and monsters in a desperate attempt to reach and destroy the source of the Blight. The game takes place in the no man's land between 2 disparate kingdoms in a cashless war.
Let there be light.
I'll take that.
Level 0. Level 0 is an asymmetric survival horror PvP where a team of scientists must repair the electrical system to escape. Light is your weapon, use it wisely to collect loot and slow down the monsters. As a monster, use various telepathic abilities to counter the light and hunt down scientists.
Roger that.
David, I found the repair kit.
I'm almost there. Sean, be careful. They're coming from your direction.
Oh, shit, David. I hear them. David, I need your help.
Hold on just a little longer. I'm opening the gates.
Attention, critical overload. Backup power failure. The Outlast Trials. The Outlast Trials is a first-person psychological survival horror video game set in the era of the Cold War and features test subjects in a mysterious experiment. You and up to 4 of your friends are thrown into insane and improbable soul-like death game in which you must work together to overcome the gory terrors that await.
On your knees, yes, I'm gonna let it shine. On your knees, I'm gonna let it shine.
IfSunSets. IfSunSets is an adventure RPG survival horror game, where during the daytime in the game, you gather supplies for survival all over the island. At night, you encounter strong and dreadful monsters tracking you down. Holstin. Holstin is a psychological survival horror game set in an eerie, isolated 19th Polish town that has been consumed by something omniscious. In the game, you will need to scavenge for scarce supplies and weapons to fight off the twisted monstrosities now roaming the darkest corner of the town. Some parts of the game are playable as an isometric third-person shooter and as an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. The game uses custom in-house technology to bring a new spin on the pixel look. Hand-drawn pixel art environments are brought to life with dynamic lighting and camera rotation. Amnesia the Bunker. Few things are more terrifying than being trapped in an enclosed area where you know something is out to get you, but you don't know what. In Amnesia the Bunker, the scenario is personified by a French soldier from World War I. He's trapped in a bunker and must find a way out. Unfortunately, he has limited supply to start, and the danger lurking around him reacts to every move or sound he makes. At Infinitum. This first-person psychological horror game takes cues from titles like the controversial Shell-Shock series. At Infinitum places you in the role of a German soldier during the First World War. Subject matter such as PTSD is explored through a horror game lens, with delusion and flashback featuring horrific creatures and unexplainable occurrences.
Dearest mother.
Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is a survival horror game with an intense atmosphere and a twisted, layered psychological story. Is it the long-awaited sequel to Remedy Entertainment's award-winning 2010 psychological thriller Alan Wake and 2021's Alan Wake Remastered?
There was something hidden here. Like what? gates to the platform were closed. I had a ticket.
Dead Space. Dead Space is a survival horror game remake of the 2008 game of the same name. The remake brings jaw-dropping visual fidelity, suspenseful atmospheric audio, and improvements to gameplay while staying faithful to the original game's thrilling vision. The player controls engineer S.T.A.L.K.E.R as he navigates the spaceship and fights the necromorph while struggling with growing psychosis.
Ford, find Captain Mathias' body. Get his street codes, and the computer's all ours.
S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chernobyl. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chernobyl is the next-gen sequel to the award-winning PC game franchise developed by GSC Game World. The game is set in the post-apocalyptic Chernobyl exclusion zone. You will discover the vast Chernobyl exclusion zone full of dangerous enemies, deadly anomalies, and powerful artifacts. To provide benchmark-setting graphics, it supplies the full potential of Unreal Engine 5 as well as motion capture and photogrammetry technologies. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I need your support to make this channel grow. Please give a like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends. I hope it's able to help you find some interesting and great games. Don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel. See you!